Stampers, it's Robin here from the Roost, and today I have a fun kids card. It's using the Peekaboo Forest, and I know we had a similar stamp set a few years ago that I did not get, so I wasn't going to miss out on this one. This is one of the online exclusives, and it comes with a matching die set. And then because it doesn't have any greetings, I'm pulling in another fun lighthearted set called Beach Day for the Words. Some great greetings in there for birthdays. So the card is going to be a hanging card. So I've created it with an actual hanging tab, and I'm thinking kids here, guys, although I would love this card. I guess I'm kind of young at heart, right? So it folds up to fit into an envelope, and you can just kind of put your hanging tab back, and then it accordions out for a great big tree full of some fun critters. So let's just flip the camera and we'll get started. So this card does require a bunch of pieces, so it's probably not for the faint of heart, but for those of us who are critter lovers, it's well worth it. So we're going to start with the piece, of course, that's on the bottom, right? So our base is going to be cut at 4.5, so you have the 4.5 by 11, and then score it at 5.5 and 8.25. So then when you fold it, you're going to fold it in half this way and then flip this back up this way. And this is going to give us our base that opens up to give us our tall tree. Now, for our bottom tree, it's going to take up this whole space. So I've cut a piece that's 3.5 by 5.5, and then we're going to stamp our tree on here and then die cut it. Our next piece and this one's going to end up this way, is 2.5 by 2 3/4. And our final one, we're going to use the stump part of the tree to make some branches for the top of the tree. And this one is 3.5 by 2.5, and it's going to go this way. So let's get these stamped right away. And I'm going to use the crumb cake color, which is what the paper is. So it's a tone on tone look here. Now you'll notice that our tree trunk doesn't go all the way up to the top of our paper. So we have this little tree trunk extender. And we're going to just stamp that until we have the lines going all the way to the top. And luckily, the die for cutting this, let me pull it in for a minute and I'll show you, is open at the top. So it doesn't cut out. So when you die cut it, then you'll have to take a scissors and trim off the upper part. But it doesn't cut it off at a certain length. So we're going to set that to the side. Oh, and then I did want to mention the little hole. There's another die, because we want that to be darker, right? Because it's kind of in the shadows. There's another little die that will cut those out separately. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. And now we've got the middle trunk. And we want, I'm actually going to stamp this one. It's going to be upside down. I mean, not that it matters now, but if you can visually see, this one's going to go this way. And then our final trunk is also going that way, because we're going to have the roots are going to be the beginning of our branches on the top. Ooh, I might have gotten him a little close to the bottom here, but I think it'll work. So now we need to go die cut these. So now we're just going to come in with the scissors and go ahead and trim off these straight edges. Now I am going to have to trim this one a little bit more. So I'm just going to come in, and I don't want this really wide, so I'm just going to come in and trim this. I think I've got it there. And our top one is going to go right like that. And then we're going to take, there is a die that cuts like the edges of the bushy tree part. And I've done that on a piece of garden green that is 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4, so it goes the whole way across our card. Let's see. Let's just cut that in. This is going to go up here, make our tree top. And then I have also die cut a bunch of these little fluffy leaves, and they don't cut out. So you could actually do a big edge like this, and then cut these into the tree branches, or the leafy part, to make it look like individual leaves if you had a different type of card. So now I am going to adhere these pieces down, and I actually adhered this to my animals before, but I want my animals to kind of pop up, so let's see if I can do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to adhere this to the card base. And then when I adhere my tree trunk, I want to leave the edges open so that I can add some branches. And then our leafy greens are going to go right at the top. I think I'm going to grab some liquid glue for this one. Now we also need some branches, and I've just got a strip here to do these, and we've got the greens up here, so I want to do 4 branches. And this strip is 1 1/4 inches wide. You could maybe get away with 1, I'm not sure. And I think it is probably the width of the paper, so 8 1/2. And then we'll go die cut those. So we might want to cut some of these off because you can see there, you know, we could angle some or cut them off. And then we're just going to tuck them in under the edge of here. We're not going to see a lot of these when we put our leafy greens over top of them. Now I do kind of want to leave a spot for my greeting right across here. Now we just need to cut out our leaves. And they actually have their die cut. So I've gone around the die cut edges to keep that, that look. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Although with as many holes as are in this poor tree, it probably wouldn't have any leaves. But I think we've got enough. So now let's go ahead and attach the leaves. Now we're ready to add our animals. So I've just got some strips for the animals, and they need to have about a 1.5 by 1.5 square. And I'm going to stamp all of them, the outlines, with black. So I have some basic gray for my, whoops, not the bear. I have basic gray for the raccoon, who seems to have run away. Okay, here he is. So I'm doing the raccoon in basic gray. And then the bear, because I think cinnamon kind of for bears, and this copper clay is kind of cinnamony. So I've got my bear. And the die cuts do cut out like a little tab for gluing. Let's see. If you notice, it's got a little glue tab down here. So you want to leave a little bit of room on the bottom. And then for my hedgehog / porcupine, I'm not sure which he's supposed to be. I'm thinking he could be either one. I'm going to do him on pecan pie. And then, let's see, while we're stamping, I'm going to set these off to the side. We've got to do a little coloring on them. I have my greeting strip, which is, let me think, lemon lime twist, yes. And then the base, of course, is the granny apple green. So I've got a little bit of contrast there. And for the greetings, I've pulled in some greetings from the Beach Day stamp set, because I just love these, this happy birthday, and then wishing you a beautiful day, sending sunshine your way, enjoy today. I mean, I think they're great for birthday cards. And of course, this stamp set doesn't have any greetings. But I must not have mounted my happy birthday. Let's see if it's still in here. Oh, yep, there it is. And then I have a piece of white for the back. This is my right on part. It's 4 by 2.5. And I'm going to do the wishing you a beautiful day. And there's a little woodpecker in here, and he is going to sit right on top of the greeting. Now we just need to color our animals just a little bit. So I'm going to start with the woodpecker. So I've got a black marker here, and this is really bizarre. I did not realize that the neutrals pens, the Stampin' Up markers, don't have black in them. You have to order that separately. But of course I had plenty of those. But let's start with his red head. And I'm just taking the Poppy Parade out of the Brights one. And I don't mean to color these in like super much, just a little bit. So we're going to do his head. And then we're going to take the Daffodil Delight and do his beak. And then a little bit of the black. Now I don't want to like totally lose the lines in here, so I'm just gonna kind of not fill in everything. Leave a little bit of white showing. So that's our bird, and that's for our back part. I'm gonna set him off to the side. And now where's our bear? Okay, so our bear. Now black bears can actually be brown, brown as well, but I wanted him more black. So I need to be a little bit careful with him though, because I don't want to lose his eyes in here. So there's my bear. And then for our hedgehog porcupine, I'm going to come in with some pecan pie and just do his bristly parts. And then for my raccoon, I'm going to come in with some smoky slate, and this is on the basic gray. And I'm just going to do just a few touches. His inside of his ears, his strip, and then his eyes. And again, I kind of want to leave, well, let's see, on this one is probably not so, just a little bit around the pupils. And then his claws. So now we just have to die cut these. So here we have our little critters. And now we just have to place them in here. And we could put them in any order we wanted, right? Now hopefully I didn't glue this down. Maybe I did. So then we're just going to tuck them in the bottom here. There we go. And we can adhere them in, or we can just, they feel like they're tight enough. Now I probably should put a little dot glue on there. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to make a mess. So we'll just slide him in here. Oops, get his paw up. And this way he kind of has a little dimension to him. So let's make sure we can get him in here. There's our hedgehog. And now this guy is going to be a little trickier because I cut this a little bit too close. So I think what we're going to have to do here is just cut off his tab. And we're going to put him on top of it. So he is not going to pop up as much as the other ones can. Then we have our birthday greeting, which is going to just kind of tuck in by that leaf. And I want to kind of see if we can get it up just a little higher so that it isn't, it's not going to show when the card is closed. Yes. That'll be perfect. And now we just have to add our little loop. And of course, if you don't have to add the loop if you don't want to. I just thought it was kind of cute to have a hanging loop. Let's see. And it's just a 6-inch piece of ribbon. And I didn't have any green ribbon, so I had some yellow. I think it's lemon lolly. And then we're going to go ahead and add a nice bit of adhesive along the top, kind of help hold that ribbon in. And there is our card. Folds up to fit in an envelope, and you can just put the ribbon back, and then opens up. It can hang, and you have a spot for a greeting on the back. So hope you enjoyed this fun hanging birthday card, and hope you have a great day.